Good morning, everyone. This is Anthony, Wall Street Trader. It's 11:27 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday, November 11, 2021. This is not financial advice. It's educational. Click the subscribe and the bell to be notified of these videos when they come out. Thumbs up. Share the video with your friends and colleagues. Most importantly, to share it. Not as concerned about the thumbs up. I really want people to know the greatness of Chainlink, one of the top Web 3.0 technologies. Not just me saying that. Look at Masari.io. Twitter.com link is in the description below. I've been tweeting out a lot yesterday regarding the whole major market movement around Bitcoin and my projected support levels. In the meantime, also projected support levels for some of the other cryptos that were in a lot worse shape than Link. Link actually held its own. Now let's go take a look at a couple of things with Link. Link is currently trading at 35 and change. 35 and a half. I consider this a buying opportunity. On yesterday's video, we were trading around 37.05. I think we're kind of in good shape here. In the meantime, let's go take a look. This is the long-term channel we've been talking about from 2018 all the way to today. We also have in here an area where, for the most part, we've been over this dotted line up until very recently. This looks like a W pattern to me. I think we could resolve to the upside. And I do have an end-of-year target, which puts us right on that dotted line, which is by the time December rolls around, we should be close to 50. So I think we're going to be in for a good 30% move between now and the end of the year, which is only a month and a half away. So, look, you get 30% in a year. That's a pretty good return if you look at the average Dow and S&P historical returns over a 20-year period. And in the meantime, we are still in that channel. Let's go take a look. We're going to drill into it now in terms of the shorter term price action. We were all the way up here until hell and high water broke out on Bitcoin. We pulled all the way down to 32. Back up at least 10% now. 35.56 is where we're at. Now we're still in the trend. We are still in a healthy trend right now. If we do come back, I consider it more of a buying opportunity than anything. And obviously on the low end of the channels where you really want to be picking it up. But anywhere between here and here, to be honest with you, in my view, is a good area to own some Link. In the meantime, Link to Bitcoin, still basing out here, even though we had, this has been going on since 2020, early 2020. Now we're going to go take a look at the price action more recently, obviously. So we're definitely kind of getting closer and closer. This is starting to narrow, and at some point something should break out. The breakout could happen between now and the end of the year. I usually, the way I normally plan for this is I generally tend to think the breakout happens before the point of intersection on these very long-term triangles. It's almost like people anticipate it. So I almost never see a triangle play out to the bitter end. I always see it kind of make its move because it's already identified itself enough. People are anticipating this point over here. So I think before December 31st, I think we're going to see some real action on this, potentially breaking this line of support around 57.47 at its current time frame. Now, let's go over to, we do have line of support here, albeit it's really on the bottom end, 47.05. I am not expecting that to happen. In the meantime, let's go over to Bitcoin. We're close to 65,000. We kind of weathered the storm last night. I was tweeting out about 60 potential support on this yellow line here, which is currently basing it around 62,000, maybe a little less than that, high 61s. But in the meantime, it doesn't appear that we're going to go down. Based on current price action, it looks like we've already hit the 64 range on support, which was right around here. Multiple areas of resistance. Doesn't want to go back down under this area here. We did drop below, but it was a slingshot down and kind of like a bungee jump back up. Let's go over to Bitcoin dominance. For people that don't know, there are two ways Bitcoin dominance influences altcoins. This is only going to show you two cases where Bitcoin dominance goes up. The first case where Bitcoin dominance goes up, we're going to talk about yesterday's inflation report, where a lot of people started dumping capital, fresh capital into Bitcoin because of as a hedge to inflation. That resulted in a huge spike in Bitcoin dominance, but this was the case that was good not only for Bitcoin, but altcoin as well. And normally, it just means that there's new fresh capital into the crypto markets. Altcoins don't perform as well as Bitcoin in this case, but they perform well. generally speaking. In the meantime, when Bitcoin has fear like we had last night, this is a case where also Bitcoin dominance went up. However, in this case, altcoins went down. Why? Because Bitcoin was selling off. And when Bitcoin sells off, like we saw yesterday night, altcoins sell off even harder. And so we've seen that happen. And this is exactly what you don't want to see. This is the pattern you don't want to see as an altcoin holder. Anyway, more to come on this. I'll put a video out on the Bitcoin dominance review in terms of all the different scenarios that can play out related to it, because there are multiple scenarios within that help you understand the internals of the crypto market. But we'll go through that another time. In the meantime, we are still consolidating on the Bitcoin dominance pair. Sorry for the text here, but we're pretty much right at that line, maybe a little lower than it. But I think we're going to kind of go horizontal for a little bit. We're at 43.64. In the meantime, really got to break this line at 38. We're at 30.